Oh no. Hello, people. I am the Contrarian Bastard, and this is the start of my new series called the CB Playgrounds. And I'm your host, the most annoying bastard on the internet. This is the Contrarian Bastard, with my new and definitive channel mascot from now on. So, care to introduce yourself, guys?
This is I'll go first. This Spike Remix here. Let's get this thing started while I'm trying to connect to the match on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's a struggle.
And Metal? Yeah, Metal.
Metalhead Gamer, I'm back to Contrarian Bastards' show.
And Mr. Red Fox?
Yeah, it's me, Mr. Red Fox. I'm just here because, you know, if we're talking about games, I'll be there. I'm like Michael Jackson in that song. I'll be there.
Actually, talking about Michael Jackson, Bowser's new design in Odyssey kind of looks like Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal.
Really? I was thinking more like he looks like a pimp.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He's like, look, he's not going to kidnap Princess Peach to marry her. He's going to kidnap Princess Peach to put her out there on them streets. Where's my money, Peach? Where's my money?
There was actually a live action parody trailer of an hypothetical movie of Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Bowser that looked very, very realistic. It's called The Plumber. Go watch this. And this replay.
The entire time I watched it, I was like, man, I would like to see that skit. Like the guy was like, I gave you 100 coins, and I get 100 coins back. You haven't been making any money, have you, Peach? Is Bowser gonna have to choke your ass? No, don't choke Princess Peach.
We need Cat Williams.
Mario is on mushrooms, man. He's like, we're heroes, Luigi.
So, guys, I decided I'm going to pre-order Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate. I was going to talk to you guys about which character you want from the roster to be announced.
Me.
You go, Metal.
Like I said in the previous BS Busters, if I was to buy Marvel vs. Capcom, I would like to have Venom and Carnage.
Man,
but okay, we know at least Venom's going to be in that game.
I want Venom back. Venom missing 3 was bullshit,
We need Dan Roll and Surf Bot from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Well, hell, man. I'll tell you what. Why don't we settle for Tron Bond?
I actually like Tron Bond. I wish she was back. Like she's a really creative character in my mind to use in Marvel vs. Capcom. She may not be the strongest, but I can kick ass with her on Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Because she just keeps on throwing serve butts at you. She's like, serve butts, go! Ah!
See, that's the thing. I don't. I'm more of a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 person, so I don't know much about 3. So.
Well, I never played, but 2 was awesome, man.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I like all of them. I like 1, 2, and 3. Although I like 1 and 2 are my favorites, but 3 can be fun if you find if you take a quote unquote shitty character and beat someone's ass with them, it's kind of fun.
I just don't like the. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the roster 3. Like, where's Cyclops? Where's Gambit? Where's Cable?
Well, then you need X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what
you're going to be disappointed because there's a strong rumor that Fox is not going to let any of their characters into Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate.
We might get Storm. That's about it. Like, we might get Storm. And you know what? Look. Okay, good. We might get Storm. I would love to get Storm, but I mean, like, I don't know what's with this pissing contest between Fox and Marvel. Because if they work together, we could at least get some decent Fantastic Four movies.
Oh God! Don't bring that shitty remake. Like
the only good thing about the remake is that the porn parody has the best name ever.
I watched that shit in theaters. I know how painful it is.
Painful for you, man. I'm a Fantastic Four fan. Like the first comic that I ever read was Fantastic Four. Like that was the first comic that I ever read because my dad liked comics, and when my parents got divorced, he left this giant chest full of old like 1960s, 1970s comics in there, and then like on top of it was I found like one of the earlier versions of Fantastic Four. And so, like, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Fantastic Four, and to see Fox just continue, like, the only reason they made that movie was so that they could keep the movie rights because they don't want them to go back to Marvel. That's it.
Let me tell you a story about this. Well, I used to work at Costco back then, and this is the first place where I learned of the existence of that movie. That's how much that movie was irrelevant. Like, I learned about it when it released on Blu-ray. It was like, really?
Yeah, that movie is just, it's so, like, and like,
when I look at the cover, I really don't want to watch this movie.
Well, the thing is like Fox tried to pull a Sony with the new Ghostbusters. Like, well, you don't like this movie because Johnny Storm is black. No, I don't like the movie because none of the characters have any chemistry with one another. Sue Storm has no chemistry with Johnny Storm. Like the only people who kind of feel like they are in a relationship is Ben Grimm and Reed Richards, and that's because they grew up together. Like if those two didn't grow up together, you would like no one would have any type of connection, which is weird because the Fantastic Four is about a family. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see. As a matter of fact, speaking of Fantastic Four, I would like to see the Fantastic Four in Marvel vs. Capcom on the Marvel side, and on the Capcom side, Captain Commando. I said this last. I said this thing. I want Captain Commando.
Where was he heading in 3? That's like,
and he was in 2 and 1, so that's the weird thing. He was in, give me Captain Commando, because he basically, I mean, he's the first dude who helped clean up. The first time we went to Metro City, Captain Commando was and his commandos cleaned up future Metro City. So I mean, let's bring him back. It's about time, you know. What's better than kicking somebody's ass? Kicking somebody's ass when you're a cyborg with a metal hand. That's even more badass.
Absolutely.
He's also got a metal leg, but it's that cyborg arm that makes him really cool.
And plus, I don't like how they treated like the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Like, yeah, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 got re-released, but like, where's 1? Where's 2?
I think that's a rights issue. I think just Capcom would have to buy all those rights back, and Capcom's cheap. I'm glad they re-released 3. I'm gonna keep it real.
Man, I gotta have my 2 though. And the only way I can play this through Dreamcast on my PS3.
I'm back. So actually, one of the characters, because I'm more of a Capcom side type of guy. I mostly await this Capcom newcomers. I want Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil to finally be on the game. Like the Sigma
why did they bring back Chris? Like, couldn't they got like Leon instead from Resident Evil?
Believe me, that was one of my pet drives. Like, I mean, when I saw it, I said, "Oh God damn it, Chris Redfield again." But
Leon's better anyway.
They feel Mega Man X and Sigma, and I cried when I saw those two. Like, especially Sigma.
You know what?
Better have Zero.
You want to know what Capcom needs to do? What they really, really needs to do? Why don't they just friggin' like go balls to the wall? Like have a massive roster. Have Mega Men from like have Rock, have X, have Roll, have
I want the Battle Network.
Have Zero.
Proto Man.
Yeah, have Proto Man. Have all of, like, as a matter of fact, just like have like, instead of dividing characters into Capcom versus Marvel, you could have the characters spaced into the teams they belong to. So like Mega Man universe, Metro, like Final Fight universe.
That would create the most the fighting game with the most characters in it.
Talking about Final Fight, I want Cody. To be honest,
Yeah. Bring back Cody. You could even have prison convict Cody.
that's my favorite Cody.
Shank a motherfucker. Shank a dude, Cody.
I don't give a fuck attitude. I don't give a fuck attitude. I'll beat the ass out of anyone, Cody.
I like that Cody because just like the idea of him fighting like Iron Man with like trying to shank Iron Man with all that body armor. Yeah, motherfucker. You know this is not doing anything. I don't care.
Mike Hager,
I'm gonna throw dirt in your face. Ah.
Mike Hager was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and he could hit Iron Man with a steel pipe.
Yeah, because that was Hager's theme weapon. Like, basically in the original in the original final fight, each character had like theme weapons that basically kind of gave them a slight edge. So like Mike Hager's theme weapon was the pipe. He did more damage with it than any other character. He had the fastest attack with the pipe, and then I forget what Guy had because no one like I had the SNES version of that game and originally like I think Guy's thing was like I think it was the nunchucks, but you know if the nunchucks dropped you were damn lucky, and of course Cody had the knife because Cody shanks motherfuckers. That's what he does.
I heard a really horrible rumor that we may get DMC Dante.
Oh, hey guys!
Dante.
Actually, I actually have a confession to make. Actually,
hey guys, I finally found 2 characters from Capcom that I actually give a shit about that I would like to have in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Whom?
Okay, those are spin-off characters from Street Fighter, Skullomania and Garuda from the first Street Fighter EX.
All right.
I mean, there's a problem with that though.
Yeah, Kenoshi was going to make a confession. What was your confession, Kenoshi?
My confession was I actually like the new DMC game.
And I'm gonna second that. I actually like the new Dante over the old Dante. Like I didn't understand people like this is sacred. It's like they're both like the original Dante to me was just kind of a lame ass annoying character. Like I didn't find him to be edgy or anything. The new Dante kind of embraces the fact that he's a silly ass character. Like some of his conversations with the bosses where the old Dante would have just said some nonsensical shit that probably in Japanese sounded cool, but the translation was lame. He just like when you had to fight the energy drink demon. And she's like, she's like, fuck you, no, fuck you. I mean, that's something Dante would say.
Why dubbed the Slurm Demon?
Yeah, like why? I understand like Capcom fans are like, oh my god, it's got to be like this, but really, let's keep it honest. I mean, you can't put Dante in the same ranks as, say, Pac-Man or Mr. Game & Watch or Mario or Link or Samus. I mean, he's not that sacred. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he's not even Bayonetta because at least Bayonetta has character. Like, she has a personality. Dante really, I mean, does he have a personality?
I'm going to refrain not going on a berserk for offending the original Dante. I'll try to keep it civilized.
Yeah, but I mean, listen. Okay, I'm not one of those people who never played the original DMC. I played it. I played the original DMCs. I even played them. I played the versions that weren't made easier for everybody. The hard as balls ones. And I mean, like, I was like, this character's interesting, but I didn't have, like, when you're playing DMC, you didn't have time to give a shit about the character. You were trying to stay alive and keep your combos up. You're like, oh man, that white hair is awesome. You know, and I know people got mad. They were like, I don't like the new DMC. I will say the new DMC was easier than previous Devil May Cry's, but I mean,
there are things at the end which make
look. I'm going to be
harder.
I'm going to be like completely honest. I do like the new DMC gameplay wise, but the character designs were shit.
Yeah, the demon, I will say, most of the generic demon designs were kind of like, it's in the beginning of the game, we're kind of like, nah. The bosses, though, I have to say, I like the bosses in the new DMC better than any of the bosses in the old DMCs, because they just, I mean, they looked demonic. Like, they looked like something, oh shit, you know? Like,
Yeah, they were
and,
fun. I mean, they were pretty easy, but they were fun to fight. I mean,
yeah,
those are fun boss fights.
and the whole idea of like hell basically like tearing its way into our reality, and like basically the new Dante having to fighting against hell, but the demons control our reality, so they make it seem like he's the asshole. It's like, I just saved all these people. This terrorist, like, what the fuck? What is this shit? And of course, obviously, his like the whole thing is like everyone's like it's a new story, it's completely different. I'm like, first time I played, I'm like, you know, Virgil's the bad guy, right? And they're like, no, not true. I'm like, it's in every fucking game, Virgil's the bad guy. And why would they change it now?
Yeah, they were so mad. They changed everything, and then it turns out they really didn't change all that much. At least
you watch my act, and this is how I feel about DMC.
Really, that's gonna do it for you, really. I mean, look, I get it. I get how people feel about it. They were like, oh my god. But I mean, of all the things to get pissed off about, that people were like, oh my god, they were like, this game. I'm like, okay, they were told to bring back Devil May Cry. They couldn't use the same. I'm sorry. Like, I know some people are really attached to that character, but I mean, it's like people getting mad because they changed the character sprites for some of they changed some of the typing and character sprites for Pokemon from Gen 1 to Gen 2 to Gen 3, etc. and so on.
I mean, this is on the artistic levels of when they changed the Sonic character model. It's like,
yeah. I mean, you have the choice. Like, personally, I like old school pot-bellied Sonic, but yeah, I'm not flipping a table over because they made him look more sleek.
Actually, like, for real, like, curiosity, I did flip off the table over where that Dante was revealed. Actually,
that's weird, dude. Because I was laughing. I was like, you know.
I said, "Fuck you, Capcom."
Yeah, I don't understand that, because it was like, okay, I mean, I was joking about Dante having no personality, because aside from they changed the color of his hair, like, personality-wise, they had the same fucking personality, except the translation was better, because the translation for Dante from the Japanese to the English is god awful. Like, half of the quips that he says in English, like on the English version of those games, you don't get because they're badly translated. It's kind of like, remember Resident Evil 1? You're the master of unlocking. You almost were a Jill sandwich.
Resident Evil 1 had so many, like, terrible lines.
Yeah.
It's almost epic at that point, like. And I got
it's so bad, it's good. It's so bad, it's good.
How Dante and DMC1 had a voice crack. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it just, you know, listen. I mean, aside from the hair change, they basically were the same character, except I think Dante from DMC, the original DMC series, is a little bit taller. But I mean, basically, you had, same story, same characteristics, except the new DMC, he cursed a little bit too. He cursed a little bit more than he did in 1, 2, and 3. But I mean, really, knowing Dante's character, if you watch the anime and read the manga, which I did because there was a time when I used to really love that fucking franchise. I mean, basically the same character. Really is.
Y'all share that sentiment. There was a time where we used to love that franchise, and for me, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then DMC ruined it for me.
I'm gonna keep it real. I actually liked all of them. What ruined it for me was the fan base, because DMC is actually a good game. It's a solid game. The reason it didn't sell is because you had these people. It's not the same. It's like, shit can't stay the same. Get the fuck over it. No, I mean, you're like someone, the fans who caused that game to bomb, so we won't get any more DMC, period, unless they're fucking re-releases of old games. it's like someone saying, "Oh man, I can't fit to the crib I used to be in when I was a baby. How dare they not let me fit in this crib?" It's like shit changes. Shit has to change. You can't have the same shit over and over again.
And that's basically because people.
I mean, the story in the game.
I'm gonna say, look at
The story in the game was still. The story in the game is still pretty asinine, but I still found it more interesting than the stories in the other games.
I mean, it just like the lore was a bit more fleshed out in how they basically trying to like, well, this is why you would need these abilities because you're like hell has fractured its way into our reality. So you're not in our reality. You're actually in a pocket of hell right now. Or like how like half like 2/3 of the way through the game you fight the quote unquote big bad and you realize, oh shit, this has been a play by Virgil. If you're a Devil May Cry fan, you probably knew from the beginning, yeah, Virgil is the bad guy. And you're like, oh shit, now I got to fight Virgil. And that was a fight that was tough as hell. Even though like up to that point it was easy, but Virgil is like in all of the games, he is a motherfucker to fight with that damn sword.
Oh, Virgil.
Oh yeah,
Virgil in Devil May Cry 3. Like in the original Devil May Cry 3 is one of the most like annoying boss fights like in the entire series.
Well, I mean, he's always tough because basically he has all of your abilities, but he's like better versions of them. So it's like, what the fuck, you know? And he teleports around. He's got those fast ass attacks. It's like, come on, man. This is cheap.
That sounds like a tough motherfucker, man.
He is.
Look at this side. There's a DMC Evil Dante is about as popular as Jar Jar Binks.
Oh shit!
That's terrible because I actually liked DMC. I got it. Now part of it is because I paid nothing for it. I got that game for free. I paid nothing for it. But even if I had paid like $10 or $15 for it, I still would like the game.
But did the game sell well or did it flop like everyone says?
It flopped.
Yeah.
They wanted it to sell maybe 2 or 3 million, and it sold less than that because people were like, we don't like the character design. I'm like, okay, I get it. You don't like the character design, but like, is the game itself flawed? Is it broken? Are you falling through floors? They were bitching about aesthetics. It's like if a woman, okay, let me put it this way. Bitching about how Dante looks in DMC is like a woman saying, I'm going to give you a BJ, but she's fat. And you're like, man, I really want that BJ, but she's fat. It's like, look, man, just take the BJ and shut the fuck up. Like, why do you want? Look, listen, beggars cannot be choosers. If you're getting the BJ, accept the BJ. Okay. Don't whine about accepting the BJ. Well, I wanted a finer woman to give me the BJ. Well, see, then you run off the fat girl. Now you got no BJ. See? And that's what it was with these people. I'm not buying it because it doesn't look like the Dante I'm used to. Now we got no DMC. Thanks a lot, assholes. I really wanted to see why we can't have nice things.
I actually really wanted to see that world progress and see what they did with it.
Yeah, I would have liked to see, like, after he fought Virgil, what would that world look like? Like, what new abilities would he have? Like, what new weapons could they give you? Now, won't get any of that because people didn't want the BJ. It was from a fat chick, but hell, I mean, shit. I mean, look, it's like that guy said in Chappelle's show, a mouth is a mouth. He's like, no, man, that's a man. No, man, a mouth is a mouth.
Like filthy friend will say, it's time to stop, okay?
All right. Yeah, let's keep it moving. But
no. It's just that we're about the DMC hate. Like,
it's too far. People, you know. But you were talking about the characters. I think we all said like who we wanted on the Capcom and Marvel side.
Well, at least for my side, I think I already.
Well, this is what I want. I want the Silver Chun-Li. And I also want a good game with all the content. And maybe
You're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be waiting for a long time.
Wait. I have some characters to add, and I know this isn't Marvel, but it kind of is because Marvel right now is owned by Disney. I want Scrooge McDuck. I want Scrooge McDuck, Darkwing Duck, and Scrooge McDuck, Donald Duck, and
Man, Scrooge McDuck would kick some ass, man. He would kick ass because he's a tough motherfucker, man.
Actually, they should take.
I'll be right back.
They should take a page from Mario Kart 8 Director, and they should do Metal Ryu, Gold Ryu, Otaku Cross-Dressing Ryu.
Mexican sombrero Ryu.
Y'all kill me with these pronunciations.
Donald Trump cosplay Ryu.
Oh man, playing as Donald Trump.
God, what is Mario Kart 8 Director thinking? Metal Mario, Gold Mario, Tanuki Mario, Baby Mario.
Well, Baby Mario was a Mario Kart Double Dash, so.
Oh yeah, but how many fucking Mario variations? And that's not counting Pingo Peach. Like, what the hell? Cat Peach. What in the next DLC pack? I'll be damned if they do Fire Rosalina or Fire Mario or Fire Peach. And this for God.
Yeah, it gets a little retarded. I hear you.
Well, let's not say it because on the arcade game, they did add Fire Mario as a new character.
You mean the racer, the kart game?
The arcade GP, they added like an they added an update, and the new character were Fire Mario and Ice Luigi.
Yeah, that was interesting. But you have to remember, Nintendo didn't have a lot of control over that. That was Namco Bandai.
I was criticizing Mario Kart 8 roster, like Metal Mario, Gold Mario, Tanuki Mario.
It's like, how many Mario? And here's the thing: if you're going to give us all these Marios, why can't we get Cake Mario?
Oh yeah, man.
Cake Mario would actually fit. Like, I mean,
and you know what? You know what would be fun to hear Superman's theme with Cake Mario.
And he would be the lightest character of all of everyone.
Like the thing that bothers me about
Mr. Red Fuss. I mean, knowing Nintendo, the next DLC pack is going to have Cake Mario.
I don't think they'll have DLC for this game. I think this is a one and done. Boom, you're out. But if they make another Mario Kart, god damn it, Cake Mario needs to come back.
Oh. We had.
Well, I don't know. Why did I say if? You know they're gonna make another Mario Kart.
Yeah, like I don't think like I know there's. I think there's gonna be another Mario Kart on Switch, but it won't be till like later in the system. Like,
well, no, it's probably gonna be like by 2020, maybe 20.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 2020.
I think it will be announced with Smash Brothers because I think 2020. I think it's a good day for Smash Brothers to be announced.
And I think,
speaking of Smash Brothers,
I could see them making DLC for Deluxe. So. Like it may be this holiday.
Speaking of Smash Brothers, I have an idea for you gentlemen. Tell me if this sounds like it would be a good idea for you. We've always said, guest characters need to earn their way into Smash. Well, I've said it, need to earn their way into Smash Brothers. But here's a thought. Since they added that hack fucking Cloud Strife, why don't instead of just having like guest characters, why not like one or two, maybe 4 or 5? Why don't we have like groups of guest characters? Like you could have another Subspace Emissary type single player. And you could have characters who actually come from the universe from that like under the aegis of those franchises. So like the Square Enix universe, you could for those people who love Kingdom Hearts, you could finally have that asshole character with the key going around hitting people. You could have Cloud Strife, and you could have my personal favorite RPG character who would kick both those assholes' asses, Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
I want Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that's what I said. Whatever asshole. I can't keep with all those people. And this is from someone who played all of them. I just don't care. but yeah,
I'm happy with anything they introduce in Smash as long as I am still in the roster. So
yeah, but anyway, so yeah, wouldn't that be awesome if they had that? Like, wouldn't it be awesome if like they had like you had characters from Street Fighter, so you could have Ryu, Ken.
Yes.
Well, Ryu and Ken. Let's just keep it real. I don't want to waste a character slot on Ken. They'll just be a palette. Ken will just be a palette swap for Ryu. Okay, I'm sorry.
We need Chun-Li.
Yeah, add Chun-Li and add M. Bison. Because why? Because M. Bison is fucking awesome. That's why.
Those are like the most well-known Street Fighter characters. Those
I totally want M. Bison. I'm a huge M. Bison fan.
Yeah, and well, you're not gonna like Street Fighter 5 because they fucked him up in that one.
yeah, they did.
Why is Psycho Crusher like his super instead of like a normal move?
No, just they fuck. I mean, like M. Bison has a very simple move set. It's not hard. The only thing you need, basically, if you want to understand M. Bison, here's it. He has decent innate defense, which means he takes less damage from like a basic punch and basic attacks, like the stats underneath the hood of Street Fighter. He's basically Chun-Li combined with Ryu, combined with dulls him to an extent because he has decent reach. But his one thing that didn't work for him, that gave you kind of an edge, is that he had no fucking projectile. None. He had no projectile. Yeah, they changed it in later ones, but generally that was his thing. He had no projectile. So basically, he's this beast who can stomp around, bounce off of walls, beat your ass. But you know, if you had a Hadouken or a Sonic Boom, you could keep him off your ass and give you some breathing room. They fucked him up though.
And gave him a projectile for some reason.
Tiger.
Tiger King.
That old voice is just hilarious.
And they need to have that voice too. Sonic Boom. And you know what? Add Guile too, just so that we can have his theme music and give us a subspace emissary where we can pick up those CDs so we can change the level music to Guile's theme because it goes with everything.
You know the sad thing, I always wanted an adventure mode in Smash 4 because it was like the first game my favorite Nintendo character debuted, and I couldn't use him in an actual story mode because he didn't have any.
Well, there is no story mode. There is no adventure mode. You just have this classic mode, which is, I mean, every fucking Smash game is that classic mode. I
was like, come on! I waited.
The excuse Sakurai gave why he didn't include an adventure mode, it was like, come on, man.
I have never wanted to kick someone in the shin who I've never met. But when I heard that, I was like, you're really annoying me right now. And I still feel this way. You know what? If Sakurai is like, these people said this and that made me mad, so I didn't include it. Fuck you. Let someone else work on it.
If they do port Smash 4 over to the Switch, they might include a story mode because look what they did with Mario Kart 8. Everyone's clamoring for a battle mode, and here we are now.
Yeah, but no, because the thing is that Namco Bandai helped make that game, and they're gonna want an arm and a leg from Nintendo for it, and Nintendo is cheap as fuck, so they're not gonna.
It has a point because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was practically Nintendo addressing every bitching that people had about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The removal of characters, they mostly brought back the ones that people were more vocal about.
Well, King Boo.
Yeah, they're only missing Birdo and Diddy Kong, but I mean, they can do DLC down the line for that.
Actually, I'm surprised.
Man, if they do DLC for this fucking game after charging $60 for it, That's a fuck you to people who buy it because it's deluxe. It's supposed to be the ultimate edition of this game. Why are they adding extra shit to it?
But I mean, think about it, Red. Out of all the Nintendo games for Wii U, the Mario Kart 8 had the best DLC in terms of pricing and content.
It did because it was like $12.99 and you got like huge amounts of extra shit plus a lot of free shit.
It's better than paying like nearly almost double the price of a full Smash Bros. Wii U for all that content that was released after the game came out.
You know something I found funny? I've seen every Mario Kart 8 character petition from characters they want to bring back. I'm surprised because like Bowser Jr. and King Boo and Diddy Kong were the most asked characters, and Diddy Kong got the short end of the stick because the other two did make it.
Well, I mean,
like I said, they might do Diddy Kong and Birdo down the line. Yeah, because they had Birdo in it too.
To be fair, I have a better idea. Why don't they just make a fucking 3D Donkey Kong Country game with Diddy Kong in it? I'd rather take that over him just being in a fucking kart racer game. Or even better, Diddy Kong Racing 2!
Now, but hang on, Red. I know why you said Donkey Kong Country 3D. I know exactly why you said because I can't stand DK64.
Well,
that piece of shit.
That's how you feel. I mean, listen, that's your opinion. I can't argue your opinion. That's your onion, and I'm not going to cry about it.
I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
What I will say though is that okay, fair enough, but I wouldn't say no to a Diddy Kong Racing 2.
Actually,
that we can agree on.
You want to see something funny? Birdo fans and Diddy Kong fans are mad at the Inklings because they think the Inklings stole their spot.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're really fans because real fans of Diddy Kong. First of all, we know that like in the 64 age when everyone's like Mario Kart hit its stride, Mario Kart 64, there was a better kart racer. It was called Diddy Kong Racing. So really, I'd rather just have another Diddy Kong Racing. That's I mean,
everyone claim over Mario Kart 64. Double Dash is better. I'm sorry.
Well, okay. As far as Mario Karts go, I have to say Double Dash is more dynamic. It has like the idea of you being able to team up with different characters and
that was fun.
How you race. Like there's a lot more strategy to it.
All those big items, man, such as the chain chomp, for example, like.
And I have to say, its battle mode was way more fun. I mean, like I played a little bit of the battle mode on DX, and it's okay, but Double Dash's battle mode shits all over it. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think like at least for me, each Mario Kart has its virtue and his detractor. So I cannot say there is a best Mario Kart because Double Dash has the best mechanic. Mario Kart we had the best roster. Mario Kart. I don't know what to say about 64. I think it's like a
64 good. Set the standard. It's the standard. It's the standard. It's the standard.
Then the SNES one?
We had to be honest. Mario Kart 8 had the best course designs. Like the new courses from Mario Kart 8 are amazing. Right?
Yeah, I think in the classic ones they like revamped so all the tracks feel new.
I won't say it's the best course design. I say the courses utilize the new mechanic, the anti-grav. Like it's some of the best new mechanic being used really well because like Double Dash, you had the ability to do doubles, but that really didn't really affect how you drove on the courses. It really, it had no real bearing on what was going on. But I mean, in Double Dash, like what you equip your cart with, what your weight is, how you're gonna use how you're gonna use the anti-grav, how you're gonna use the boost where you smash into certain things in order to get that boost going. I mean, like there's a lot more strategy in how you use those mechanics on a course than we've seen in a Mario Kart game. But still, with all that being said, I just wish. Give me a Diddy Kong Racing 2.
You got boost power.
I want to finish because I wasn't finished. Mario Kart DS was the most balanced one in terms of competitively racing.
But it had fire boosting.
The Double Dash was really unbalanced with the special items. Like it was really, really chaotic.
Especially the chain jump, man.
Yeah, but that's what made it fun in the battle mode. That's why I said its battle mode was just like off the chain.
Ruined how balanced Mario Kart 8 was with the 2 item system. Like, you see items fucking everywhere on that game. Like, it can get really, really chaotic online. I got screwed because of fucking red shields, and then I got blue shield.
If you can connect online, because trust me, I'm still having problems.
Actually, my connection has been flawless.
I think Nintendo wasn't expecting the service to be overloaded this bad. Like Mario Kart Wii levels are bad.
Yeah, but I mean,
especially when you had like over 30 million people playing.
Yeah, like I'm gonna keep it real. People were always complaining about online, but I never really. I mean, I guess because I had good internet connection, but I never really had an online issue with Mario Kart. Not Mario Kart.
I think I just need to go ahead and invest in a LAN adapter.
I think the only Mario Kart I can say is a piece of shit for me was Mario Kart 7 from the 3DS one.
Really? I thought you were gonna say Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance.
I like Super Circuit.
It does not exist.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like Super Circuit. Like, I like Super Circuit. I like Mario's on the SNES for what it is. It's kind of,
Yeah, it's kind of, it didn't age well.
It feels like F-Zero with Mario Kart characters, except not nearly as fast.
Like, it doesn't control as good compared to the later installments.
Yeah, but Mario 64, I mean, I know a lot of people love that game. I still say I like Diddy Kong Racing better.
Mario Kart 64 for me was one of the weakest Mario Karts. Like, you didn't have that much incentive to play to the Grand Prix because you didn't earn anything. Like, everything was unlocked from the beginning.
Plus, the one thing I really hate about Mario Kart is the fucking rubber banding. I hate that. I hate rubber banding.
What you said?
64 had it the worst. Like,
no, Mario Kart 8 has it pretty damn bad.
Mario Kart we had it the worst. I feel like
rubber banding is where basically you're for those of you who are listening, rubber banding and don't know, rubber banding is where you're in a racer and you're hitting all the right boosts, you're hitting the speed things, you're doing perfectly. So you should have a huge lead, or at least a good lead. But in Mario Kart, no. You'll have a huge lead, and then some motherfucker will just pop right behind you. It's like, where the... No.
Mario Kart Wii is the worst when it comes to that.
No. I hate that.
Have any of y'all played Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform?
Oh, me. I love
that game. Feels like Diddy Kong Racing's spiritual successor.
Hey, it's a good Sonic game for once, right, Red?
Well, it's not a Sonic game. It's a car racer. Let's just get that out of the way. That's not a Sonic game. Sonic's in it.
You guys love abusing Sonic so much. Like, there hasn't been that many bad Sonic games.
Look, man, if Sonic wasn't a crackhead breaking into people's houses, stealing their shit, saying I'm different this time, I'm not on crack anymore. But you have crack burns all on your crack pipe burns all around your mouth. That's not crack pipe burns. I was eating chili dogs. They kind of went bad. But
I don't hate Sonic or anything. CB, he's like my second favorite franchise, but it's just for the past few years he's kind of been of a laughing stock. But I think he's finally getting on track with Mania and Forces, but we'll see.
I know. I mean, okay, Boom. I think Boom kind of destroyed Sonic's reputation to a point where it became the laughing stock that it is, because Sonic didn't have, like, people were saying he was finally coming back after color generations, and that piece of shit like Sonic Boom and just destroyed everything. It's like Sonic 06, that Sonic 06 almost.
But Contrarian, he did come back, but on TV. On TV, Sonic Boom was good. Like the show, I like the show. I think it's decent. But yeah, the game was.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it absolutely real. I think the problem with Sega with their Sonic games is that, like, in my opinion, I think that they get scared and they just won't invest. Like Sonic 06 was terrible, just awful. And so then they were like, oh shit, we need to do something. So then they went back to safety mode and they started building Sonic back up. And I know a lot of people, I don't like Sonic Unleashed. Okay, fair enough. You don't like the Weird Hog levels, but they broke up. Like, it gets monotonous to always be running on a fucking rail sequence, dodging enemies, collecting rings. That's boring as fuck. And that's basically what he does most of the time in most of his 3D games. He's either running away from something or he's running towards something, dodging enemies, getting rings, using his homing attack, getting on a zip line. I mean, like, how many times can you do that in how many times can you do that in like 60-70% of the levels in different games?
Can I say something like to what you were saying? You know what I also like Sega is like Sega doesn't like to like play a little safe. Is that Sonic is known for having probably one of the most close-minded, whiniest, patriotic fan bases of all video games. Like,
well, I mean, I'm not saying it because they aren't when I say they play safe, I don't mean they like weren't taking risks. I just meant they were kind of like just
no, but dude, we're talking about the fan bases that bitch about a color change.
Yeah, but all of them are like that. I mean, every fan base has that. Look, we just spent earlier in this podcast talking about how a game that was mechanically sound did not sell because fans were mad because the character had black hair versus white hair. So if those fans are like that, and you look at Sega fans, oh man, he's not fat and pudgy anymore. He looks more rad. Or Sonic Boom, man, what's with all the damn bandages? What's with all the bandages?
Actually, they
actually bitched about Knuckles being transforming into Johnny Bravo, even though me personally, I think it was a good idea because Knuckles is supposed to be the tough one, you know.
Who's kind of stupid. He's not the brightest bulb in the bunch.
Exactly. So it only made sense, but they still bitched about this.
I mean, isn't Sonic 3 all about like starts because Knuckles is fooled in by Dr. Robotnik? You know, the obviously evil dude who goes around kidnapping animals to be the central processing unit for his robots.
How the hell did Knuckles didn't see the Eggman was evil? Like, come on.
He's an idiot. I mean, you don't have to be serious about it because his character, he's not very smart. That's the whole thing about Knuckles. He's not smart.
In the mainstream Sonic games is very, very naive and easy to manipulate. But
he's an idiot.
They took it to the next level and made him plain stupid.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the brightest person. It's like, really, of all the people you could get to guard the Chaos Emerald, Knuckles. I mean, I tell you, the Chaos Emerald, the Master Chaos Emerald would probably be safer if Sonic guarded it. I mean, yeah, he'd just be sitting there watching a Chaos Emerald, but I mean, you'd have Dr. Robotnik steal it far less often.
Because I'll be honest, Sonic Mania is one of the safest games I ever seen a company pull out. Like,
true, that's absolutely true, man.
Like,
yeah, but after Sonic Boom,
they guys practically just laying down and sucking the Sonic nostalgia facts. Dick, like, look, we brought the Genesis days back to you, please.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair though, after Sonic Boom, where else could they go? I mean, literally, I think both of them are really safe. Like Sonic Forces, one of the levels are complete redo of Green Hill Zone. And I mean,
I understand where you're coming from.
The 3D levels are Sonic chasing ring, like collecting rings, dodging. I mean, it's the same shit over. Like, do something different.
I understand why they're doing it. I mean, after the disaster that was Sonic Boom, it was like they really need to get into like our audience's good graces because God, the Sonic fan base had took Sonic Boom and make it out like it could kill you in your sleep if you play it.
Well, the worst thing about Sonic Boom, and the worst thing, there are two things about Sonic Boom that make it worse. The first one is that Sonic Boom actually had some really good ideas. The execution was ass, but there were good ideas. And second of all, there shouldn't have been a Sonic Boom. They should have done Sonic Lost World 2 and refined the formula.
Because Sonic Lost World, despite its mixed reception, it was a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
I liked the game. It was fun.
Actually, Sonic Lost Worlds got hated just because because supposedly it's a Mario ripoff.
Well, I mean, not really. It has a lot of aspects that were supposed to be in the Sonic game that was supposed to come out on the Saturn, but got canceled.
Sonic Extreme, yeah.
Yeah, like it has a lot of those ideas.
Watch
But
the IGN review. Like it will give you mental aids. Like
well, dude, that's the first mistake watching an IGN review. But
all the guys said in the review, this were taken from Mario games. The environments look like Mario, Mario games.
But let's keep it real, though. I mean, if you're gonna steal from someone, steal from the best. I mean, why? What? Like, if you listen, okay. I mean, I'm one of those people who really think Sega should steal more shit from Nintendo. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if you had a 3D Sonic game where you actually they give you a massive city that you actually get to fucking explore and not just see and run past? Like, you actually had to use Sonic's insanely fast running speed to run up the side of a building and see what's at the top, or
that'd be awesome, man.
You know something why I am hype about Sonic Forces is that they finally make him Eggman menacing again.
Well, he's always been menacing.
Not really.
Because I am a huge Eggman fan. Like, I think he's my favorite Sonic character.
Well, okay, I take that back. Okay, on the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon, where they had James Avery, the guy who did the voice for Shredder, do the voice for Dr. Robotnik, and he wasn't like unlike Shredder that he played for laughs. Like, this Dr. Robotnik sound like he fucking killed people because he did.
Was it the show where he was fighting the freedom fighters?
Yeah, it was the one that had the chick with the metal arm, and he gets this super ring that would make him run fast and stuff. Yeah.
That was based on the comics. Yeah.
And Dr. Robotnik was like straight up evil.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to kill you all.
I think the game that made Eggman the most menacing was Sonic Adventure 2.
No.
Man did a lot of dastardly stuff in that game, blowing up half of the moon, trying.
He always does dastardly things.
He learned for the first time in his life. He almost succeeded murdering Sonic, where when he uses Amy as a hostage, then he seals them in a space capsule, throw it, and the capsule explodes. If Sonic wouldn't have been able to use chaos control, he would have been screwed.
See, that just proves that it doesn't work, because Sonic doesn't even like Amy Rose. He's like, good, kill that bitch.
That's a big mistake for Sonic. Man.
I'm going to say it right now. Sonic Adventure 2 was, I think, the game that Sega took the most risk. I mean, the game had 3 different play styles. It has a really ambitious story outside of the Sonic norm.
No, I'll say Sonic Heroes. I think Sonic Heroes they took.
Sonic Heroes too. Like Sonic Heroes, I think Sonic Heroes was the last game. Sonic Unleashed was like the last game they took risk.
I think Sonic Heroes they took a lot of risks with those 2 games. Sonic Unleashed they took a lot of risks, and believe it or not, Sonic and the Curse of the Dark Brotherhood. Even though they didn't make that.
Also, the storybook game took a huge risk, but those were panned immediately.
Well, I mean, they basically were just runners. That's all you did was just run really fast. Which, if you like that, I think I love the game. I think Sonic could be better.
Sonic and the Black Knight wasn't that runnerish. Like, you could move and you could do more. Secret Ring, yes.
The Secret Rings was just runnerish. I think Sonic could be better. I think if Sega would actually I liked Unleashed because they did something different, and it wasn't just he's running fast and collecting rings, dodging enemies, using a homing attack to move across this thing.
Just like I said about Capcom. Go back to school and learn from Nintendo.
I forgot one thing. Colors was the last game they took.
Yeah,
because they added power-ups, which Sonic never had.
Well, I mean, he had power-ups. But that's the thing. Colors wasn't made by Sega. Colors was made by Dimps, and Dimps did the Sonic Extreme, the Sonic Rush games.
Let me see that, Red Fox, because I think Dips made the DS version of Colors. Oh, that's right. For the Wii version, it was Sonic Team.
Oh well, there you go. But
Colors was a really fun game. Like I had,
yeah,
I think that was like the Colors was like a good mix between the modern and old Sonic mechanics. They made a really good mix.
well, yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing. Everyone's like, Sonic doesn't have good games, but if you played like Sonic Rush, Sonic Extreme on the DS and the Game Boy Advance, those were good games. I mean, they were solid. They weren't great, but they were solid. I mean,
Rush
yeah, they were good.
Like,
Sonic Advance 3, I played the hell out of this game.
Oh yeah.
I played like a no life when I was a young kid.
And,
Well,
and the
I was
cool
a young kid, so I had the time.
and the cool thing is that all those characters had special abilities and skills. You could explore some of those levels. The jumping in some of the extreme games, in some of the advanced games, wasn't what it could have been. But I mean, Dimps really honed their craft. And I want Sonic to move beyond just what, like, yes, it's always been a speed-based platformer, but god damn it, do something different. If I play Sonic Forces, and there's a level where Sonic is being chased by something, or getting chased by a whale on a pier, if I see that fucking level again, I'm gonna put someone in the
I
face.
cannot judge Forces yet because they even said there's going to be a third playable character, and you know that with each playable character, there's new mechanics. And
I understand that. I'm just simply saying I don't want to see a Sonic game where they're reusing the same set pieces with minor variations again, because they've reused those set pieces multiple times.
no, I understand. Like I'm sick of Green Hill Zone at this point. Like
Like Green Hill Zone doesn't bother me because I mean, okay, for people like me, the first time I ever played a Sonic game, that's the music that I heard. That's the music that I associated with Sonic the Hedgehog. So for me, it's like almost a nostalgia trip. But if I have to, like, them revisiting Green Hill Zone and hearing that music doesn't bother me. But if I have to see them reuse some shit from Adventure again, I am literally going to punch someone in
Adventure
the
is
face.
legendary too. Like Adventure 1, like was a really good game.
You want to know what? You know what I remember from Adventure? And this is why I've never really thought very highly of it, because I played Mario 64 first. Like, I remember playing Adventure, and like, I'm like, wow, I'm in this city. Can I explore over there? Nope, invisible wall. Oh man, look at all that water. Can I go look at the water? Oh, no, invisible wall. Like, you have, and it was on the Dreamcast. It's like you have all this fucking technology, and you're still limited to run on a fucking rail and fixed areas and invisible walls. When in Mario, it's like, oh, there's water over there. I'm gonna go look at it. Oh, I can. Oh my god, amazing. And this was a generation before. So here's what I'm gonna say about Sonic Forces. If I see any fucking set pieces from Sonic Adventure or Adventure 2, if you give me a city and I can't explore it, I'm stuck like in an invisible corridor. We're gonna have a problem. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm probably not gonna get the game anyway. I'm probably gonna borrow it from a friend and play maybe an hour, maybe not an hour, maybe like 8, 9, 12 hours of it, and be like, not for me, and return it.
Well, now I was checking something about Sonic Adventure 2 here that I was kind of interested about. But actually, I like the mech levels from Sonic Adventure 2. Like,
What you mean with E? Forgot the
it's
name.
the only
Robot,
time
the mech.
it's the only time I can play as Eggman. So, like that is a first for me. So. I loved it just because I can use Eggman. And I think they were fun platforming levels with shooting, with kind of interesting shooting mechanics. So,
Well, actually, the first time they used those kind of levels was in the first Sonic Adventure.
oh, yes,
And you were playing as a way better character than Eggman, in my opinion.
E102 Gamma.
Exactly.
Yeah, like E. For me, the robot is so much more I like the fact that when you do his story, he's out to kill Eggman because he's like, you fucker, you've given me sentience, but I have no purpose.
Gamma,
Exactly.
Gamma is one like the most deepest Sonic character that ever I think that the franchise ever did.
I wanted him to kill Eggman because let's keep it real. This douchebag goes around kidnapping animals, using them as his CPUs for his robots. I mean, that's what's happening when you defeat the robots and the animal runs away. Like, he's kidnapping innocent creatures to power his robots because he's such a brilliant scientist, but he can't figure out a CPU to control a machine well enough. He's got to use
What's worse is that as a villain, he's very lame. So you hate the character. You just want to punch him in the face.
And that's why I like Unleashed, because Unleashed is the first time that Sonic basically, like, before you beat Eggman, before he goes supersonic, like before he gets the ability to go supersonic, he turns into the Weirhog and he starts tearing up Eggman's machine. Eggman's like, this dude's gonna fucking kill me, and I'm like, yes. For all these years, you've run away, you little fat son of a bitch. Faster than Sonic, apparently, because he can apparently, even though the fat Sonic's the fastest thing alive, Robotnik can outrun him, which is weird.
Actually, Eggman's one of the biggest mysteries of the Sonic franchise. Like he's like the only human you interact in almost all the games.
Oh, that's not true. Like, you played Sonic 06. There's tons of people around there.
Oh,
a princess even tried to fuck him.
That game does not exist, Mr. Redbox.
You don't talk about that game around.
That's the Voldemort of Sonic games. It shall not be named.
Sonic 06 does not exist. That Princess Peach.
It's also the Voldemort of games, meaning it actually has really no purpose. It's just for the sake of existing. It's a plot device.
To be fair, I mean, Nintendo fans have games like that, like those CDI games.
At least those games are fun with the YouTube poop. Like,
no, they aren't.
Like, believe me, the cutscenes are so bad and cringy. They're funny.
They're fun to shit on, but not fun to play because I played those games.
Like,
of course.
Like, did you ever see this movie called The Room from Tommy Wiseau? It's a movie.
You're
so
killing
bad.
me, Gina.
But let it be a butt, Lisa. I did not hit her. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. God, that movie was so bad.
What movie is this?
The Room by Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's so bad that like it's not even good. It's just so bad. It's one of those movies that's so bad that watching it, like, if you take it seriously, you'll get angry because it's that bad. But if you're looking at it as just a terrible piece of shit, it's hilarious because it's so bad. It's like garbage.
Could you write the title in the chat because I'm curious? That's the reason why, actually.
What if I just say that's basically 90% of video game movies made by Hollywood.
It's a really bad movie, but here's the hilarious thing, right? Is that Tommy Wiseau, like at the time, he's he doesn't speak English very well, and like originally they had another person be the main character, but they were like, this movie's gonna be shit, I'm leaving. And so Tommy Wiseau's like, I'm gonna make myself into the main character, and he's just like, he's a terrible actor, and English is not his first language, so it's like his inflections are wrong. He's like literally, and like after the fact, he's like, well, the film, this movie was meant to be ironically bad. But no. It's bad because you're a terrible director and a terrible script writer and a terrible actor. And
man, a video game of the same name was released, and a 2013 book titled "The Disaster Artist."
It's terrible. He is. The movie is just so bad. Like you watch it, you're like, my God, this is horrible.
So bad is good. I think we all have
that. No, it's not so bad. It's good. It's so bad. Okay, it's kind of like when I went to go see what's a movie that was just so bad that I was laughing the entire time. I was like, this shit is this. Okay, it's like Fantastic Four.
Oh.
God. It's like Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, the latest one that came out. like for the first time I watched it, I was like, this is terrible. Then I watched it again with some friends of mine, and we Mystery Science Theater 3000 that bitch. We picked on it, and if you just pick on it as a film, it's hilarious. It's like these kids are walking around. We're at the science fair. It's like these motherfuckers are 30 or in their mid-30s. like you need to leave this high school right now, 30-year-old man.
Actually, I was always wondering, what was Tommy Wiseau thinking when he made that film?
He was thinking, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa."
No, it is said like this. You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Oh God!
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's not even good. It's just. It's kind of like what's a film that approaches this level of badness? That's not, like I'm thinking in my head. Okay.
Tempted to call out Super Mario Bros.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers is a bad movie, but it's like if you go into it not expecting it to be like the video game we grew up playing, it's funny. It's hilarious. Like seeing Mario get knocked the fuck out by some big, huge black lady named Big Bertha. That's hilarious. Or how they use the music to make the Goombas start dancing so they don't notice that they're in the elevator with them. Or how they devolve King Koopa into sludge. It's like there are parts of the movie that are hilarious, or like the bombs and the rocket boots. I'm like, if you realize this film was done by people who had no fucking concept what the game is about, it's hilarious. But Tommy Wiseau's the same way. It's hilariously bad. It's good. It's just hilariously bad.
You gotta admit, Tommy Wiseau is the best actor of movie history.
No, he's not. he's the best worst actor in movie history.
like he's acting.
Oh shit!
His acting is so stiff. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, he was kicked out of his own podcast. Yeah.
Okay, here it is again. Now you know what Google's doing to me, man. They kicked me out of my own podcast like twice.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
What were you saying about
what the hell happened?
You were talking about Tommy Wiseau. He had you yanked from your own podcast.
What the hell?
He's like, "You're killing me, Lisa."
Tommy Wiseau, like, let's be honest, half of the funny shit in the room was said because Tommy Wiseau's like shitty accent kind of like turned those like funny, like just
English is not his first language, and like here's the thing, okay? The people around him are okay actors, but his acting is so bad that it
destroyed part of the land, isn't it?
It's basically okay. It's like you ever watch any of the early Quentin Tarantino films, right? Where Quentin Tarantino puts himself into the film so that he can say the N-word. Like that's the only reason he's there, so that he can just say the N-word. And like he says it, it's so like, okay, Quentin Tarantino is really good at writing dialogue. He's really good at directing, but he sucks at acting. That's how it feels watching Tommy Wiseau. Except Tommy Wiseau will never be good enough to kiss the shadow of Quentin Tarantino. Like he can't even look. He can't even sit. He can't even look at the chair that Quentin Tarantino sat in, farted in, and then walked up and walked away. Like Tommy Wiseau can't even see that chair. Like that's how bad of a director he is.
That's harsh.
Tommy Wiseau's bad. His movies are bad.
Actually, did he made more movies?
Yes, he did. He made Samurai Cop 2. An incredibly bad film.
Now I need to see it. It's like after seeing that disaster of the room, I need to see at least he has some funny lines like I can scrutinize.
He doesn't really say much in the film. He just basically goes around in a mask talking about how people have to commit harikari for revenge and honor. I mean, he's a bad actor. Really bad.
I I found a Miiverse post that's kind of funny that said, other than Sonic 06, what's the worst game you ever played? Let me use screen. Let me, because some of the results are really funny.
Lester the Unlike.
Bugsy 3D.
Ooh.
Can you see the screen capture?
Yeah, we can't now.
Yeah.
Like, look at the results. Super Mario Kart.
Life. I like that one.
It is true. What the fuck? Probably Sonic Adventure DX. That game was awesome.
I think everyone just being sarcastic.
Mario Party 64, too long and too much luck. I also hated Mario and Sonic at 2008 Olympics because the controls were awful and the wall was boring. Actually, had you guys played Mario and Sonic at the Olympics? At least one of you.
Nope.
I never.
Yeah, that just never caught my attention.
Yeah, unfortunately,
We know
if I'm gonna
how
play
to
a Mario or
avoid
Sonic
this.
game,
We
I
know how to
wanna
avoid
see,
bad quality.
Because I'd rather see a platform between those two and not a mini game.
Oh, man, that we've been asking for that, man.
or an open world 3D collective. Oh, not collectathon, but open world 3D platformer with Mario and Sonic. I don't want to play.
Oh, look, Kenoshi. They did say Bubsy 3D. Look.
Bubsy 3D is pretty bad. Let's see. Paperboy on the NES. Sticker Star.
Sticker Star. Paperboy. I never heard of that.
I'm waiting to see Federation Force of Star Fox Zero. Y'all know
Sonic.
why.
Oh god, they have Sonic R.
I still have to take Federation Force, man.
Okay.
Hotel Mario. Oh
Sonic R. That's a guilty pleasure. Man.
Oh,
Well, I have to say, Sonic R has good music, but the game itself is terrible.
Okay, this one was obvious.
Hotel Mario.
It's like that game. Like, the CDI games are just a joke. Like,
well, you don't like Night Trap?
Red Fox. That's actually getting a re-release on the PlayStation.
I know. Like no one asked for that. Like seriously, you're bringing back Night Trap?
look what this guy said. Wow, Rise of Lyric is getting beating up here because a lot of people say Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom again.
Shattered Crystal was worse. No, it wasn't. Shattered Crystal was a game. It was pretty good compared to Sonic Boom. I mean, it was a standard platformer. At least it got a sequel. Sonic Boom will never, ever ever get a sequel.
Frozen, all of Square. Oh hell no! Ape
Escape is a good game.
Ape Escape is awesome.
Mr. Red Fox, actually Sonic Boom got a sequel on the 3DS. It's called Fire and Ice, I think.
Yeah.
It does.
Fire and Ice is good, yeah.
Actually, a lot of either Sonic Boom and Sticker Star took the cake, like a lot of people said those.
I would say that Sticker Star is the weakest Mario, and it's the weakest Paper Mario game, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Yeah, it is a sad thing that the first Paper Mario, like the eye appear in Miyamoto made the decision to make it bad because it wasn't Miyamoto's fault. The Paper Mario Sticker Star ended up that way. Like Miyamoto's, it was going to be like a 1,000-year-old successor, and Miyamoto said, nope, it's going to be too similar to 1,000-year-old or change it.
Yeah, I would have preferred it to be more like 1,000-Year Door. That's one time that Miyamoto flipped this table over. I'm like, really? No, just leave the table alone, dude.
Miyamoto destroyed that game literally, like
because now look, having played the other Paper Mario games, 1,000-Year Door is not perfect. There's certain parts of it that drag on. The backtracking is kind of annoying.
Chapter 7.
Yeah, the backtracking is kind of annoying, but in terms of story, character writing, the party system, the combat is some of the most in-depth combat we've ever had in a Paper Mario game. I'm sorry. Like
the party system in combat, oh guys, that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot more involved than in the original Paper Mario, though.
Yeah. Like in the original Paper Mario, your party members only had like they could only take one hit, and then they were out for like a little brief amount of time, and then they'd pop back up. But in Thousand Year Door, they had legit health. I mean, they had legit abilities. They had little side quests you could do for them, and they had interesting stories. Like it's implied that Admiral Bobbery married Scarlet the Bomb from the original Paper Mario, and she died. That's some sad shit.
Mario game.
For a Mario game, but Paper Mario games have always
bombs explode and they die.
They blow up and they die. I mean, it's kind of sad.
I was about to say, sometimes that really is a WTF because you have in both of those games you have a bomb as a partner.
Yeah. Scarlet in the first game and
Bombette.
Admiral Bobbery. Oh yeah, Bombette.
Look at this post I found in Miiverse. Nintendo, you better do a Melee HD for the Switch. I don't give a shit about another Smash. After Melee, everything started to suck.
Oh man!
Oh god!
Another Melee?
Okay. These people fail to realize that they do a Melee HD. All the little glitches and stuff like wave dashing is going to be gone.
Yep,
it's not going to be the same.
I hate people saying that Melee is the best because of wave dashing, because of all those little insights that only professionals should have.
Yeah, the game could have used a little more testing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the version that came to America came out first. The version that came out to Europe and the rest of the PAL regions came out like a few months after that, and it actually had all that shit removed. So it's a more polished product. Look, here's what I'm gonna say. Melee is fine for what it was at the time. Personally, I would rather them. If they're gonna do an HD upres, I'd rather have an HD upres of Brawl. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And because another problem with Melee was it was a war between clones when it comes to character selections. In Brawl, you had variety.
Yep. Okay. You had Captain Falcon, and you had Captain Falcon's slow ass but harder hitting cousin Ganondorf. That's what you had.
Oh, and I remember an article saying that that Ganondorf should have been cut for Girahim.
Are you serious?
Oh, I want that. I want Girahim to Smash.
No.
You can have a Girahim palette swap where like it's a costume that he can wear, because let's keep it real. Ganondorf and Girahim are essentially the same fucking character.
Yeah.
Except Girahim has something that Ganondorf doesn't. I have a full head of hair. No,
Girahim has
Ganondorf getting kind of.
He's fabulous.
Girahim and Ganondorf are very, very different characters.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking about Girahim's master. Sorry. Girahim is a playable character. Yeah, you can have him in a Smash game, but if you have him in a Smash game, whenever you're playing as Link against him, Link has to have that look on his face like, "Don't touch me, you fucker." You know that look like, "Get away from me, get away from me."
Girahim defies old-fashioned statesmen on this earth. Like,
yeah.
he's too fabulous to be a human.
The only person who probably wouldn't care about Girahim is the blacksmith the carpenter from Breath of the Wild. He'd probably be like, "Oh, this is great."
But we all know that the most requested character in Smash is Goku.
Oh god,
no.
That's an FU to the audience.
Oh no, that would be
no. But in all seriousness, though, what would make me happy in the next Smash Brothers is if they had, instead of doing the Ganondorf they've been doing, give us the old school pig Gan with the pitchfork. That'd be awesome.
That would be a real change up.
Yeah, with the cape and the pitchfork. I'd like to see that.
Not
the pitchfork.
Trident.
But the problem is, what is Nintendo going to do if if the Smash player doesn't want a new Smash? Like, they've been kind of adamant of not having a new Smash. Like, they want just Melee and that's it.
Well, you know what? You know what I want to say to those people? F you. There you go.
I was about to say, don't forget to add 2 middle fingers. And
yeah, both of them at the same time.
Actually, why are so Nintendo fans, like, what I see, so resistant to change in their franchises? Like,
I'll tell you what.
It's like we said earlier. Remember Devil May Cry? How that game bombed, even though it was pretty, on a technical level, it was pretty sound, but I can't deal with a character with black hair over white hair. Sorry.
It's like they want the franchise to stay in the limbo of how the original went and not evolve at all. Like, people don't want franchises to evolve. Like,
some franchises really show how good their quality is by having that kind of fan base happen. Yep. Other times, well, let's just say
things have to change.
They don't know what quality is.
Yeah, things have to change. And I mean, I'm not saying, okay, when I say things have to change, I don't mean change things radically, how like a lot of games used to have single player and now they have multiplayer. I don't mean that.
I was about to say that would be the Tecton first-person shooter craze.
I mean how like you couldn't have Sonic be the fat pot-bellied Sonic in modern games as the main character because it would just look ridiculous for modern sensibilities. So they had to change how he looked. Sonic has. They're going, like, even though some Sonic fans might get angry, Sonic eventually, in terms of level design, is going to have to change. And they tried, like, even though people shit on Sonic Boom, they tried to give you a more open, an open level design. However, I think Sonic Boom was kind of rushed. That game was done in 18 months. It needed 2 years. Actually, they did in 18 months. They needed 2 years.
Actually, I know a little story about Sonic Boom. I don't know how accurate it is that the Big Red Button like also took like part of the budget and for another project, and they kind of like half-assed the game. There were some in behind stuff that kind of ruined Sonic Boom.
I don't know anything about that. I do know that originally, like they had that game running on a PC using Unreal 3 or 4 or something like that. And Sega was like, "This is the game we're going to put on the Wii U." And they were like, "But it's not really designed to be run on that hardware." And Sega was like, "Do it because we're paying you." And they were like, "Well, shit." I mean, now I'm not saying both sides are blameless, but I will say that Big Red Button, that game could have been a lot better had they had
damage than they should have.
Yeah, I would say that game would have been a lot better had they had 2 years to put it on and to put it on that system. And also, Sega rushed that game out to meet contract obligations, and that's why the game is the way it is.
Of an animated series, which probably
it's not that the developers were necessarily.
The show is decent, actually. The show is decent.
Yeah, it's not that the developers were bad.
I said that they had to keep up with the show, which was getting released nearly at the same time.
Yeah, well, they didn't have enough time.
That's why. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
A lot of these games that we blame for bad developers, a lot of it's not necessarily bad developers. It's just these games out at a certain time, and the time frame is usually ridiculous.
They didn't have the money.
Exactly.
I mean, they didn't have the time. They didn't have the time to basically make that game as polished as it should have been. Because, like I said, Sonic Boom had a lot of really good ideas. I mean, to tell you the truth, I always wanted to play a Sonic game where you had different playable characters that had different abilities and played differently, and in an open world environment where you use their individual abilities to traverse the environment and to solve problems and defeat enemies.
It's called Sonic Adventure.
No, because Sonic Adventure isn't an open world game. It looks open world, but if you try and go someplace that's not supposed to go, you die. Okay,
the Mystic Ruins. Egg Carrier.
Nope.
No, not really.
Nope. The closest they got was Sonic Boom, and I'm telling you, had that game had another 24 months or even 28 months, like 2 years and a half to really polish that game up and get it running well on the hardware, it would have been a different story. But Sega does shit where it's like,
really, dude?
Were you thinking? Yeah, were you thinking? Because like I said, Sonic, like, okay, it's like Sonic, the games that people hate, like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Boom, they have good ideas. Even Sonic 06 had good ideas. It's just they didn't execute it right. And that's the thing. I mean, it'd be one thing if the game was garbage and like not only was it like you knew it was going to be garbage, the execution was garbage. And
the rest like you have a point. Like Sonic 06 has a good idea. Like they could have done that bestiality angle a little better. Like,
well, no, I wasn't talking about that. When I said it had good ideas, I mean you're in a city. You do side quests in order to get certain things in order to progress through the game. Sonic actually can use his rings as money so that he could buy shit that would get like that's what was supposed to be in the game. But because Sega once again rushed the fucking game out, a lot of shit was dropped and it was buggy and glitchy as hell. Like that's the thing. Like, okay, I'm not cool about the
They could have copy and pasted that kind of mechanic from Sonic Adventure 2, and they blew it.
Yeah, the thing about Sega is that they don't know. Ironically, they even though their mascot is Sonic, they don't know how to take their fucking time and get shit right. And I mean, it bites them in the ass every time. They're like, we can't believe this game didn't do well because you rushed it. Like they're saying, we're gonna get these 2 games out this year, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm not. Look, I would rather them push those games back to next year. I really would, or put out the 2D Sonic this year, put out Sonic Forces next year. Because you're gonna need more time on a 3D.
Guys, I saw a post. I wanted your opinion on this. Did you remember the Harlem Shake? I don't.
Yeah, it was that thing where they play the music and someone like it cuts someplace else and cuts back and they're dancing, then it cuts away and then they're just standing still.
They were dancing like morons and they were standing. God, I hated that trend so much. Do any of you guys remember? The Harlem
I remember watching YouTube videos of people doing the Harlem Shake. They even did it on The Simpsons. It was actually kind of funny on The Simpsons.
No,
yeah, it was a fad for about a week, and then people just moved on.
It was more like a month. It was a fad for a month, and then it went away.
Well, I don't know what to say because like there have been some really, really stupid fads over the years. Like,
the cinnamon challenge, the people dousing themselves with alcohol and lighting it on fire.
Now it's Cuckolding. Now
trust me, stupidity, it's plentiful. I mean, like, look what happened last year.
Like, you guys remember that fad where the people would douse themselves with some type of flammable liquid and then light themselves on fire. And,
what the hell, dude?
And then they would jump under. Like, there's a whole YouTube video where this kid douses himself with some type of flammable liquid, and then he lights himself on fire, and his friends are there like, get under the fucking water. It's actually kind of funny, even though someone's being lit on fire.
Yes.
Get under the fucking water. I mean, that should be a brand of water. Like, it's like you want some Dasani, you want some Aquafina, you want some Stan Perrier. No, I'd like the fucking water, please. Thank you.
Mr. Refa, stop making me lose my faith in humanity. Like,
I already know that feeling.
You actually have faith in humanity, really?
I've been lost that, man.
Yeah, I don't have faith in humanity.
With that.
At least online, I can pretend I'm just a bratty turtle child. So no.
Humanity sucks. Don't you know that?
Humanity may suck, but we gotta live them, and that means we have to have some kind of hope, even if it's a tiny bit.
Well, I have hope.
You have humans can do the greatest things, but at the same time do the dumbest things.
Look, I'll tell you. Okay, here's something that will restore your hope in humanity. This little girl who is obsessed with being a doctor when she grows up. She's like 3 or 4 years old. She went to Target to get a doll that would, share her her desire to be a doctor. So like one of those themed dolls, and she got one, but it was a black doll, and she didn't care. Like when her mom took her up to the teller to buy it, like the little girl didn't see that it was a black doll. The little girl just saw that the doll was a doctor, like she wanted to be, and that's all she cared about. And the teller was like, but that's a black doll. She's like, I don't care about that. She has pretty hair like I have pretty hair. She's a doctor like I want to be a doctor. And that's all little. So if young people like that
was really cute, the analogy.
If young people like that are going to be what's coming in the future, are taking our places and helping to build what our world will become, I'm happy.
I want to see that happen.
One thing, though, that there was one thing. Parents must not get in the way of their kids if that's the case. I mean, if kids can be creative like that, I don't want to see parents interfering too much by telling them, you must do this, you must do that, you must talk like this, you must talk like that, you know? Like,
Well, yeah, because I live under. I love my mom, but she can be really quite controlling. Like, I think
it's a little bit of a balance.
I mean, we're talking about she literally hid the GameCube away from me with Wind Waker when it was released because I got a C in an exam.
I was about to say that's kind of sad, and yet understanding at times. I said at times because that means that she'd want you to focus on something else other than games. But when you're honestly trying to be a game maker, that's a little bit of a contradiction punch.
Oh no, I was a kid by that point. Like I think it was in middle school. But the reason I kind of dropped my grades is because, like, I was getting heavily bullied at that time. I was kind of under the depression, so I didn't focus on studies that much. Like, I got beat up a lot. Like in that point in my life.
Damn, man, that sucks.
Well, like, I'll be honest. I used to have phobia of black people because, my bully had a black friend, and like when I kind of told off on my bully, he got revenge. He ordered him to beat me up, and he broke my nose.
Yeah.
And I kind of got like a phobia to black people until recently that I finally got over it.
I mean, that's weird. It's understandable though, considering the situation. It's not like you being born and raised as being straight up racist. That's two different things.
No, I got my nose really banged up. Like I kind of skipped the rest of the 9th grade because I was on the nose operation. And
I feel sorry for you there.
And it was really bad. Like I was like in bed the first week because like moving my head would cause pain. And it was all because like I tried standing up to my bully, and well, that happened. So I didn't have the best of past, like.
So you're basically telling us don't stand up to your bullies because you might get knocked the fuck out.
I beat up my bullies. I tied their hair up together and had my grades still good.
Yeah, I'm the same. I was the same way because I was in the fight with them bullying once.
Actually, I think I lost my will to fight people that day. Like after that, I became kind of scared of people.
Yeah, for me with my bullies, I mean, since this has devolved into talking about our bully issues, like I never really had bullies. Like, I mean, the normal ribbing that you have with kids, you know, oh, you big motherfucker, you fat ass, stuff like that. Like people talking shit to each other. But the only time I really had someone do something that really caused me to lash out violently was when I was in high school.
I'm gonna head out. I'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.
Bye, Kenoshi.
Later, Kenoshi.
Some kid called me the N-word in the middle of assembly. And like we were up in the bleachers, and I literally knocked him down a set of bleachers. Yeah, and I don't feel bad about it, because you know you shouldn't call a black person the N-word, especially to their face, because you might get knocked the fuck out. That's the lesson.
I always hated that people had to divide themselves into races and all that shit. Like, at the end of the day, we are the members of the same fucking species. Yet we can work together, like a species would. I mean, why is it so hard to accept somebody for the color of their skin? Like, at the end of the day, we're all humans.
Well, I agree with you, but the reason people divide themselves up is because human beings like to categorize things. It's the natural way we think. And unfortunately, one of the easiest way to categorize people is by the color of their skin. Because back in the day, it would tell you a lot about a person. Like in the Spanish-speaking countries, they're really hot about that sangre azul. Well, no, in the Spanish-speaking countries, like in Spain and Mexico and parts of South America, they were all about that sangre azul, aka blue blood. Blue blood. So basically, the paler you were, the more European you looked, the higher up you could go in the bureaucracy of how shit was run. But if you look like a native, dark skinned because, you live someplace that's fucking tropical and you're going to get in the sun a lot.
Actually, would it surprise you that I'm really pale white, like my skin, and I'm from Puerto Rico?
Well, as long as you wear a hat, you're fine. As long as you wear, but I mean, like, here's the thing. I don't care. I'm just saying that, like, within human history,
I am kind of like different from a lot of members from my family because my family are mostly like dark skinned.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, is like, if you live in a country that had Europeans coming from Europe to your country, taking, either there were natives there or they brought slaves there, like, Europeans are known for one thing whenever they go from country to country, leaving tons and tons of reminders that they were there. So really, we're all mixed up. We all have certain features that really, if you follow, it's like, wait a second, hey, wait a second. This is.
Well, to be honest,
why am I a black person with blue eyes?
To be honest, I am not. To be honest, I am not a full Puerto Rican. My dad is an American from New York.
Well, there you go. You're going to listen. You're going to have, like, this is what terrifies people in our country so very much, is that within the next 15 to 20 to 30 years. You're going to see things tip population-wise. And then in the next 100 years, people of different ethnicities will be a rarity because everyone's going to be so mixed up racially that everyone's going to be a pleasant brown color, which, I mean, doesn't really bother me. People act like that's terrifying. Oh, my God, but that's a wonderful
I was about to say,
we'll have universal equality.
Those kind of people are usually the ones that have low education.
Yeah, we'll have racial equality because everyone's going to be brown.
Believe me, there's a French candidate, like there's a French woman candidate that actually winning because people want immigrants to go get the fuck out of France.
Well, good luck with that. And
yeah.
She's not necessarily winning. She made it into the second round of votes. But she's not necessarily winning because they have a strong candidate on the left who's giving her a run for her money.
And I was like, wait, when you touch like racism is like it is like some politicians will use racism to garner votes because it's such an easy topic to abuse. Wait, what happened to Sprite? Hello?
Yeah.
I was just saying that there's a woman in the woman in France is actually she's losing against the left candidate in France. Like, he's got the lead. So I mean, he might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I know, but all I'm saying is like it's kind of sickening. Like when you have you have big communities which are like racism is a big part of earning their vote, and I was like, Why are people like this? Like,
it should not be this way.
Well, the thing is that people like to use fear in order to people want to use fear in order to get you to do certain things. They want to use fear in order to get you to do certain things, and that's scary because we're human beings. We're supposed to be more civilized than that. Fear is a low it's a low brain emotion. It's what our evolutionary ancestors use in order to survive. But we're higher than that. We can override our instincts, fear, hate, anger. We can override these things.
I actually want to, I have a life goal that I want to be a leader, not a follower. Like, I'm sick of following people's opinions and orders around.
Especially me, man. I get you on that.
And I really wanted it because I'm being a conformist for a long time. Like, I'll be honest, I am mostly people's bitch when it comes to when people say something, and I tend to believe it a lot.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, dude. Basically, it begins with you being skeptical of everything. Basically, you have to start being, because it never took me that long to do it. It depends on how you were raised and what your schooling was like, when your thought process was formed. But basically, the first rule in order to learn how to not be swayed by other people's opinions is just be skeptical of everything. Be skeptical until you see the proof for your own eyes, or something makes sense. If someone tells you something and it doesn't make sense, like the behavior of who's doing it doesn't make sense. Like when people tell me, perfect example, I'm gonna use a gaming example. Xbox Division is fine. Okay. All right, then why are they canceling first-party games and shuttering studios? That's not really the hallmark of something.
Actually, I never understood why people will be so blind to not see it. Like, let's be honest. At this point, everyone with common sense can see that the Xbox Division is kind of fucked.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, let me put it this way. We know they're in trouble. We don't know the degree. We don't know how badly. We don't know the exact details, but we know something is not right because
when you have
companies that are fine don't fucking shutter, don't cancel. Like, if you're a hardware company and there's exclusive games coming to your software, you don't cancel those games. You don't want to
see shutter. You don't want to see something shrink.
Yeah, they aren't. Why are they shuttering first-party studios if they're fine? Like, that's not.
Dude, I can even say something even better. Why the hell they say they can't do like a big open world like Zelda or Horizon Zero Dawn because they just can't do it?
I think it's because they rather be lazy about it.
A company that is fine and if it doesn't have a budget for a game like that, it's not fine at all.
Well, let's keep it real. The answer is that they just don't have the talent to make those types of games. Let's keep it real. They don't have the talent.
They have Rare. They can actually pull it off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
let me put this: is the Rare that's over there at Microsoft really the Rare that can make those types of games? Now, I'll keep it real. Yooka-Laylee is the type of Rare game that we used to get back in the day. Is it perfect? No, but it damn sure feels like a Rare game from back in the day.
I was gonna say, Playtonic has been the polished off, rusted results of Rare, and what we got left is the scrap that Rare left. Is the scrap that rusted off on Rare when the two parted.
Yeah, like, let me put it this way: Playtonic is Rare. Okay, that's basically like you play Yooka-Laylee. That's a Rare game. Okay,
I say Playtonic is a rust removed, polished up Rare of sorts. As in,
yeah, it's
been through a lot of rust and it needs some polish.
But like, looking at what Rare over there at Microsoft has been doing, do you trust them to make a big single player game? I don't. I'm like,
no.
That's like trusting a rusted engine to travel from location A to location B.
It's like
they are the best bets. They are the best bet that we got for like a good
few years.
Like a good open world game, because let's be honest, like the rest of the Xbox division, like gaming divisions are
Well,
mediocre at best. It was
if the Rare over at Microsoft is their best bet right now, that's not a very. I would not take that bet. I'll tell you. If they hadn't shuttered the studio, would have been a really good choice. Lionhead, because that's all Lionhead did were Fable games, and Fable games at their heart are big open world single player games. That's all they are. And here's the thing, like Lionhead was doing their job because with each iteration in the main franchise, the sales were going up. The first Fable, new IP, sold under 1 million. Fable 2 sold 2.5. Fable 3 sold over 3. So basically with each iteration, they were selling more. They were bringing in positive revenue. And yeah, Peter Molyneux talks a lot of shit, but hey, they were selling more copies of the new games. And what really brought down Lionhead was that they forced them to make that fucking shitty Fable The Journey. And instead of working on Fable 4, they were working on that shitty MOBA Fable game.
Fable Legends?
Yeah, it was a MOBA Fable game. And like, here's the thing.
Lionhead Studios, they closed 1 year ago. 1 year ago.
They weren't even but you know, Phil's like, yeah, man, we're investing in future games for the system. I'm like, yeah.
Right. And how's your business? Oh, there's another closure over there.
Yeah, they closed the people who did Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood. They closed them, not Max and the Curse. Yeah, Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood. They closed them down. They closed. You know, they shuttered. They shut down. They pulled the plug on Scalebound. Like all of these single player games and studios that made single player games, they shuttered. And yet, I mean, yeah, of course Phil Spencer doesn't give a shit about single player IPs. He closed all the studios that made them. And the only reason Rare is still alive is because they're making that shitty multiplayer game, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And I know what some people might say, what about Killer Instinct? That wasn't even made by Rare. That was made by that studio that got bought out by Amazon.
I wonder how they're doing.
They got bought out by Amazon. Amazon has a lot of money. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but they got paid. They made bank.
So, in other words, like the Rare Microsoft has is like a joke of a company. Like
it's not even the Rare of back then. Like it's Rare branded, but it's not Rare.
It's like we just said. If the Rare that exists right now at Microsoft is the last best hope for getting strong single player games for Microsoft consoles, if this was a Vegas table, I would not take that bet. I would walk away with my chips and would not put anything down to bet on Rare, because it's just they don't instill with me a feeling of. Now here's the thing: if they're able to make a strong single player game, God bless them. But I doubt it, because they haven't done it in the last 15 years since they've been with Microsoft. They did
Banjo-Kazooie, man, with that.
Well, no, before they butchered Banjo-Kazooie, they did a redo of Conker's Bad Fur Day, Conker Live and Reloaded. Which, ironically, that's the most.
That game was censored.
Yeah, they censored it on the Xbox.
They censored it more than Nintendo did.
Yeah, like how is it?
Which is a funny thing.
Yeah,
Nintendo usually is called the kiddie console.
Yeah, the definitive version of that game for the longest time was the one on the N64. Then they did Perfect Dark Zero, which was ass. Then they did Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
That butchered Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah, ass. And then, like, they did those 3 games. They did Cameo, Elements of Power, and Grabbed by the Ghoulies. All of those games just bombed spectacularly.
But Cameo was kind of a good game. It
was a good game, but it bombed because it was like Cameo originally was a GameCube game that they ported over to, you know, the
Xbox 360.
No, the original Xbox, and then you could with crossplay.
Yeah, but Cameo was released on the Xbox 360, I think.
Yeah, they re-released it, but originally it was on the original Xbox, and then you could play it on the 360. Because remember, the 360 originally.
No. The Cameo was never ever released on the original.
Really? Well, okay then. All right, but originally that game was supposed to be on the GameCube, and then when Microsoft bought Rare, they just took the code and just shifted it over to that console. But I mean, they made 5 games, all of them bombed spectacularly, didn't sell well, or they were just badly critically received.
They always made fun. Like if you play Nuts and Bolts, they always made fun of Gravel by the Ghoulies.
I was about to say they made fun of the item collecting. They made fun of Grab by the Ghoulies. I wonder who else they made fun of.
Yep.
No, that game was really self-depreciating.
What, Grab by the Ghoulies or Nuts and Bolts?
No, Nuts and Bolts. Like you just see the dialogue for that game. Like the characters made fun of the Banjo-Kazooie franchise staples, and
of course, because that game was supposed to revamp everything, and fans of Banjo-Kazooie fucking hated that game. Like literally, I was gonna buy an Xbox 360. I was gonna buy an Xbox 360 to get that game. I was like, man, another Banjo-Kazooie, and then I saw it. I really saw it. I was like, fuck this system.
I was about to say, that's like hearing when I saw what happened to it, I was like Darth Vader when he got some bad news.
You mean, no!
No!
We found out his wife died. No!
You should pay attention to the dialogue in that game. It's like Rare hating each other.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
It is like Rare really hated the idea of making that game, or they were being forced by gunpoint.
No, they
were making the game, and the dialogue was just make fun out of everything Banjo-Kazooie stands for.
I think there's like a thread where they talk about how the Stamper Brothers felt. Like basically, Microsoft initially gave them just a lot of money and was hands off, and they gave Rare enough rope to hang themselves, and that's why Rare. For the last 10 years, all they fucking made were just avatars and little shitty like Connect games and shit. The company that during the 4th gen, Rare was making games that rivaled Nintendo games. Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 rival Mario World. Think about that. They rival a game made by Shigeru Miyamoto and Tezuka Takahashi. They made games that rival in terms of basic platforming and movement through a level. They made games that rival. And now they're making avatars. Oh, sorry, they were making avatars. Now they're making.
Actually, Donkey Kong 64 rivals Super Mario 64.
No, it didn't. No. I love Mario 64, but it did not. No, Donkey Kong 64 was good. It was a little bit too collectathon-y. It was just a little bit too much. Like each Kong had like 6 bananas.
They had a blueprint for each Kong, 100 bananas per level, and ammunition, music ammunition, and special moves for each Kong that
they had
the crystal coconuts.
They had 30 bananas per level because each Kong had a secret banana. So really had 6 per Kong. 5 Kongs, 30 bananas. 30 bananas per level. Plus, Tiny Kong in the game was the only character had 7 bananas in the overworld, because she had the secret 201 banana. It was ridiculous.
I was about to say the fairy banana.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The game was just, look, and I love Donkey Kong 64. I like how it has Jetpack in it and the original Donkey Kong arcade game in it, which is awesome.
God, still don't remind me of how hard that game was, because I had to use a lot of coins to get that rare coin.
That game had a lot of value though. I will say that much, and the boss fights were fun as hell.
Well, -1 for me, because let's just say that Dragonfly was a pain in the rear end when using Chunky.
Yeah, because Chunky's kind of slow. Plus, the ending is awesome. If you get all the bananas, it's awesome.
Is it the DK rap, I think?
No, the ending, if you get all the bananas, is that like you get like a behind the scenes of the game, not like the development, but like
it's a
the
joke.
Characters. Yeah, and Cranky Kong is the director, and he's doing a casting, and like the Kongs are casting for their parts, and he's like, yeah, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. No, you're not. You're not good enough. Like they're trying to get in.
I'll never see that because of one thing. those beeping mini games that have you do certain impossible tasks.
Yeah, I mean, really, you can't. A lot of those mini games you can't do unless you get the banana fairies and you unlock the cheats. Then when you do that, it's a lot easier. When you get all the cheats, it's a lot easier to do a lot of
I'm saying the mini game.
That's what I'm saying. The mini game. Yeah.
He wanted to troll us.
But I did it. I did. I got all the bananas. I 100% of that game. I 100% of it. I got all the. Well, actually, it's 101 because you get that last banana. 101% of that game, and you know what? I feel okay about it.
Though, if anything, the only fun I had out that was smacking the stars out of K. Rool.
Yeah, beating up King K. Rool was cool.
Speaking of King K. Rool, we haven't seen him in a while. Like in the last two Donkey Kong Country games, we haven't seen him.
They had the tikis in the first one and those damn walruses in the second one. The sea pirates. Look, if they do another, that's what I'm saying. They need to do another Donkey Kong Country, like a big 3D Donkey Kong Country. Bring back King K. Rool and the Kremlings, and as a matter of fact, put King K. Rool in a Smash Brothers as one of the big characters. He'd be great.
I was gonna say never gonna happen with the jokes that we got.
No, they could do a King K. Rool in Smash Brothers. Because I mean, Nintendo owns all those characters, so they could totally do it.
Yeah, but I was saying that knowing the humor of Nintendo, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, they could.
I want King Boo for Smash, like King Boo from Luigi Mansion.
He doesn't look like a very tough fighter, and to be honest,
I was about to
invisible. That's about it. Paper King Boo, maybe.
I was about to say, what else could be about? Oh yeah, we were on Rare's case for a bit.
Yeah, we were just talking about how Rare is probably never going to come back.
So they did do a pretty good job.
Sorry if I'm silent. I'm researching Rare.
I was gonna say they did a pretty good first-person shooter in a sense with not only Banjo-Tooie, at least the multiplayer, but a few other games like 007, of course.
Oh, don't get me started with GoldenEye. Oh, that was such a good game back in the day.
Also, actually, Microsoft took a lot of funding from Rare.
Of course they did, because they've been fucking up.
But even the old staff, speaking of old staff from that used to be at Rare, where the fuck are the Stamper brothers?
Microsoft doesn't want you to hear the truth. They booted me out, but it's true. Rare. I mean, like if Sea of Thieves bombs, which I hate to break this to you people, it probably will. Rare is done. Like it's gonna be.
With how Rare is today, I really don't give a shit.
Well, I'm just saying that like the Rare will be shuttered, and Microsoft has absorbed their IPs, and they're gonna be done. They're just, I mean, and it's sad, but you know what? That's what they get for talking shit. It's like everyone's like, they were like, man, Nintendo's holding us back. They're keeping us from doing what we want to do. And Nintendo said, go ahead, leave. And you see, they've been doing nothing since.
I was gonna say they've been declining in their quality ever since, which Donkey Kong 64 actually was showing a bit.
Yeah. And you know something? There are many former Rare employees who actually cry every day because of what happened when they got bought out by Microsoft. They cry about it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
the Stamper Brothers said they shouldn't have taken the money because originally they thought Activision was going to buy them, but then Microsoft stepped in, and the rest is history.
And let me look. You didn't answer my question before. Where are the Stamper Brothers today? Where are they? What the fuck are they doing?
They own a small studio that makes mobile games.
I was gonna say,
which is still doing better than Rare at Microsoft right now.
I was saying that must be Capcom's sibling.
Oh, look! Oh, I didn't know Microsoft bought original intent to buy Square was to screw Nintendo.
Yeah, the reason they were going to buy Rare was because they were like, they wanted to buy Nintendo. Yamauchi, this was back in the Yamauchi days, and you don't fuck with Hiroshi Yamauchi. Yamauchi's like, I don't think so, bitch.
Yourselves, man.
Yeah, Yamauchi's like, he was like, I don't think so, bitch.
Yamauchi was like a fucking stubborn old man.
Yeah. He was like, we ain't playing that shit. And so Bill Gates was like, well, fine, then we're gonna take Rare.
And Yamauchi was like, go ahead.
Let's keep it real. Look, Microsoft got the short end of that stick.
They don't make money off of this.
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, they thought they were going to get Donkey Kong with Rare. Like literally, they walked in, they're like, "We're going to get Donkey Kong, right?" I'm like, these
look at this. Microsoft took a lot of money that was going to win into Viva Pinata, into Gears of War, and left Rare to almost nobody to work with.
Yeah, and Viva Pinata is like, the two Viva Pinatas are actually good games on the Xbox 360. But here's the thing about Viva Pinata: it doesn't feel like a Microsoft game. Viva Pinata feels like, dare I say it, a Nintendo game. Yeah.
That's what I get. That's what I get the vibe of. That Viva Pinata was supposed to be a game that wasn't supposed to be on Microsoft because it's so colorful. It's so free. It's RPG and Pet Simulator.
It has a very twisted sense of humor. Like, you build this garden using candy as currency that attracts pinatas, which then eat the feed off of the plants in order to get bigger, which you then take your shovel and beat the shit out of them to cause them to burst and drop more candy, which you use to make your garden bigger.
There's more twisted humor in that than some of the fourth wall breaking games.
And Microsoft had the balls to get mad at Rare for Viva Pinata underperforming. But they just tossed them in the water to begin with by taking away almost all their funding.
So now you know why I just have zero respect. Like, now you know why I'm like, fuck Microsoft in terms of gaming. Like, just
I
don't care.
Now I understand why Joe Kalele hates Microsoft so much. Like, he has so many anti-Microsoft references.
Yeah. They like when you meet Nimbo, the cloud guy. He's like when, or his nephew Nimbus. Like he's like get a load of this cloud computing. It doesn't exist. like they say that, like, cloud computing doesn't exist.
Capital B is like literally he's a parody of Bill Gates.
Yeah. Hence his name, Capital B, Bill Gates.
Basically, the former Rare employees transferred all their anger into this game.
Yeah, and it's so.
And rightfully so. I mean, they have a right to be, because Microsoft destroyed something beautiful.
Yeah, because Rare was. I mean, it was Rare. I mean, some of the best third-party games, third-party exclusives, and third-party games and second-party exclusives that were made by Rare, and they were good, like Battletoads and Killer Instinct and Donkey Kong Country Trilogy. And
look at this. Let me. In April 2012, a Rare property, Killer Instinct, was revived in 2013.
Yeah.
Microsoft assigned Double Helix game because they didn't trust Rare with the game.
Which is a load of bull at times.
After their previous underperformance.
Well, they never gave Rare a chance.
Those assholes.
Oh, that would be called arseholes. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm being a silly one right there.
Well, I mean, it is Microsoft, so.
Good point.
What was the point? Microsoft just bought that just so they can die. It's just so they can kill it. They bought Rare just so they can kill it themselves.
Well, it's basically a strategy of I will take your weapon away, and If I can't use it effectively, neither will you. Like, it's basically they just wanted to take something away from Nintendo. That was the strategy, basically. Hello?
No, I was reading more bullshit here. They gave Rare a last chance with Rare Replay.
Yeah, and that didn't do too well either. So, I mean, people were raving about it, but it's like, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not buying an Xbox One to play because here's the thing. I have all of the really good games in that collection. Like, why would I buy an Xbox One to play shit that I already own?
Basically.
Supposedly they're going to put all their Sea of Thieves, they assign Rare for it, but they're putting a lot of pressure on them to make that game successful.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves because here's the thing. Sea of Thieves is basically it's a multiplayer semi RPG MMO, right? That's what it is. There's lots of games that do that better. Overwatch does it better. There are other MOBAs that have multiplayer aspects that do it better. So, and here's the thing, it's going to be competing against Overwatch, that Unreal game that's, not Unreal, that Cliffy B game that's basically a MOBA, and that other game that's coming from the Unreal people, that Quake MOBA. Like, there's established IPs that it's going to have to go up against, and Sea of Thieves is a new IP. And typically speaking, new IPs, look, it's very rare you get something rare double pun that you get something that's like a Splatoon. It's very rare that you get something that's like Splatoon that's a brand new IP that just hits and takes off.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Nintendo was behind Splatoon, and we know Nintendo, so yeah.
Yeah, we're talking a different
Splatoon will help Splatoon. Is the Wii U didn't have that many games at the time it was released.
Well, I mean, that and the fact that Splatoon genuinely was something new that we had never seen before. Like, Sea of Thieves is going into a very crowded market. It's very crowded, and I don't think it's doing anything new enough to really. I mean, because you look at the game, it's not very colorful. It's that dark, gritty, dungy
brown,
and it's brown, gray, green,
sewer browns, sewer greens, and
dookie brown.
I said sewer brown because that's at least more appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a very good color scheme.
At the end of the year, said that most people that work at Rare now weren't even part of Rare to begin with. They were just Microsoft Studio assigned members.
Yeah.
So Rare practically is not Rare anymore.
That's what we've been saying, basically. Yeah.
That's why I was shocked that you were like, Rare's their last best job. I'm like, really? I mean, really, I wouldn't say Rare. I would say Lionhead if they kept the shit open, but not Rare.
No, because Rare is from all the Microsoft studios, I think it's the one that has that video game charm that I like.
Well, that Rare doesn't exist anymore. If you want to see that Rare, you got to go play Yooka-Laylee, because that's the closest you're going to get to that Rare.
Even Retro Studios, basically.
Actually, Retro Studios, what is their story?
Their story is that, remember Iguana, not Iguana, Acclaim?
Yeah.
They're basically the remnants of Acclaim when it went bankrupt. A lot of the people who made really good games there.
Such as Turok?
Yeah, Turok and Shadow Man, like some really good quality games. They basically said, you know what? This studio's going down, but we can still make good games. So Nintendo picked their asses up and made them into Retro Studios, and initially they were fucking up. They were working on 4 or 5 different projects, and they sent Shiggy. They sent Shiggy down there, and he with his table flipping skills, and he said, "Look, you need to get your shit together." and then they got Kensuke Tanabe, and as the director, and between the two of them, they got their shit together, and they made what may be one of the best games ever made, Metroid Prime. and that really put retro into the stratosphere.
Actually, I love the retro Donkey Kong games. They're amazing.
Well, yeah, they're good. They're good.
Well, look, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rare employees of today would be, or even former Rare employees would be totally jealous of the new Donkey Kong games.
Actually, Rare, it's kind of sad. I'm going to. Sorry, Metal, that I interrupted, but I'm kind of sad. Like one of my favorite childhood companies has such a bittersweet ending.
Well, it is sad for all of us, not just you. So it's understandable. We understand your feelings.
God,
yeah. I mean, it's sad seeing something you love just turn into shit. That's what happened to Rare.
Microsoft just took it and they just destroyed it with their own hands.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't. Why do you think I don't like Microsoft? It's because they came into the industry and they took things that were awesome and destroyed them. And I don't like that.
I was going to say, Sony did some bad things already, and Microsoft just amped them up into 11.
Yeah, exactly. they made it worse.
But anyway, guys, I think this is it for this podcast. Like we've been like 4 hours out by now. So,
well, 3, but close enough.
I think it's time for some closure. Like if we stay here, we might as well go forever at this point.
Yeah.
No, time to wrap it up.
And let's wrap it up. Everyone, give down your sign outs. Who wants to start?
To go first. I'll go first since Google's been going in and out for me, so I don't know when it'll kick me off again. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. Stay tuned to this week's BS Busters, where we'll be doing games we would like to see on the Switch, specifically old IPs that Nintendo hasn't used for a while. Oh, and we'll also talk about not only Nintendo IPs we haven't seen for a while, but other companies' IPs we haven't seen for a while that we'd like to see on the Switch. Enough said.
Now, who wants to go next?
This is Jewel Rider Moonstar here, writer of my 2 coins, and trust me, I got some more 2 coins that are let out since E3 is just nearby.
Oh yes, when is E3 this year? When's going to be celebrated?
It's going to be on the 13th of next month.
Wait, 13th May. I always thought
we're in May right now.
Oh yeah, God, I'm behind the times. Sorry. Well, I am just a kid. I mean, my internet persona is. But anyway, Metal.
Metal Gamer, and I'll see you next time.
So. This ends our first episode of the CB Playgrounds. The playground where we talk shit and we talk about stuff we like. This is Bowser's favorite spoiled brat now signing off. See you.
Junior!